viewers, coming in on your screens right now is the latest visual of the moon and the lunar surface sent to us by the Chandrayaan-3 spacecraft. These are visuals you can see just a couple of dozen perhaps kilometers above the lunar surface. You can see the various craters on the surface clearly visible, and also you can see the curvature of the moon's surface. So that gives you a sense of how close now India is to the moon's surface. Yesterday, the lander module had separated from the propulsion module, and at any time now, in another half an hour or so, we are expecting the lander module to make a orbital maneuver that will lower its orbit and bring it to within 30 kilometers of the moon's surface. And it is from that orbit that on August the 23rd, Chandrayaan will attempt its soft landing on the moon. These are visuals sent by the Chandrayaan spacecraft of the lunar surface. The lunar surface, well known for being pockmarked with craters, clearly evident. You can see some very large craters also there, and their size is evident from the fact that you can see the curvature of the lunar surface quite clearly. These are incredible pictures, spectacular detail in them of the lunar surface. The shadows clearly visible as well. This is a sign of what India is likely to receive in coming days. The lander module has a number of instruments, and some of those instruments are visual instruments as well. The rover also has what is informally being referred to as a selfie camera as well. So we can expect in the days to come rich visuals. Just a couple of days ago, when the spacecraft had in fact entered the lunar orbit from a further distance, we'd seen visuals from further out, but now these are very, very rich visuals coming in. We also have Deepti Sachdeva, my senior colleague, joining us, and Deepti, stunning visuals coming in, and even more visuals that are annotated as well, showing various physical features of the moon. What's your take?
Oh yes, and you know, stunning, I would say, Ankit, is an understatement. There are so many expectations right now this time around with this particular mission. All attempts have been made to ensure that this is far more successful than what the last mission was. Just about yesterday, we also got more details of how this mission is carrying forward. These are first images that have come in from the Chandrayaan-3 of the moon. And what this really tells you is now craters, boulders, exactly the ISRO team has been able to figure out the exact place where the landing should take place. The landing, remember, is expected again in the next few days. That's going to be very, very significant. And as and when that happens, India will continue to increase its might and its prowess when it comes to the space exploration sector. And we also do have our colleague Abhishek, who's joining us right now. Abhishek, as Vikram prepares for deboosting, you know, it's going to be separated from the spacecraft today. These are latest images that have been captured of the moon. Tell us more of what happens between now and when the soft landing takes place, Abhishek.
Well, for one, Deepti, these are the pictures from closest approach yet made by the lander module, which is going to make the soft landing on April 23rd. I'm not sure how the poets must be feeling after looking at these pictures of the moon, because they imagine something else. But the fact of the matter is that this is science. This is scientific, and this is yet another evidence of every equipment on the lander module functioning perfectly, and the ISRO really teasing that, boosting. And
okay, we seem to have some trouble with that line with Abhishek. We'll try to get him back, and also more reactions from more experts, remember, who read these images far better than all of us, who will tell us the significance of these images and what could happen in the next few days. Do remember the landing attempt is slated for August the 23rd. This is just few days from now. And Vikram lander that is carrying the Pragyan rover has been separated from the propulsion module on Thursday itself. These are images captured by the Chandrayaan-3 of the moon, and this is essentially that has been released by ISRO a little while earlier. Captured on the 15th and 17th. You're reading more details there on the bottom of your screens. Abhishek is back with us. Abhishek, you were saying how significant these images would be and the journey from now till the 23rd, when Chandrayaan-3 is going to be attempting that soft landing.
Yeah, exactly. So the deboosting has to happen in a manner that you reduce the speed of the module from what it is now at about, I believe, about 10 kilometers per second to, you have to bring it down to just less than 2 meters per second. And that's a huge amount of deceleration that has to happen. The legs of the lander module are programmed for taking the maximum impact of about 3 meters per second of speed, because remember, it is about 800 kgs of weight. With the classical definition of force equals to mass into acceleration, that comes to about 1.8 tons of weight when it lands. So obviously, that reduction in speed is to happen with those debooster shots, and that's the process which is going on. So parallelly, while we reduce the apogee and the perigee of the revolution of the lander module around the moon, you are also reducing the speed. And then on the final day on August 23rd in the evening, the lander module would be making that landing, soft landing, which unfortunately Chandrayaan-2 could not. And then from there we would see, of course, once the landing happens, that would be a big moment for India and for our scientific community, a proud moment for our nation that becomes the fourth nation in the world to land on moon. Deepti, everyone waiting for that. But these pictures sort of a tease that every equipment is functioning fantastic as that approach is made towards landing on the moon.